The next topic that we are taking up is regional diversity. So the agenda for the class is we'll finish this topic. Concept of region, regionalism, politics of regionalism, basis of regionalism, types of regionalism, impact of regionalism. In case we get a question, more or less it would be answered from this flowchart. Okay? We are starting with the concept of region. Region is a homogeneous unit which is physically, culturally distinct from the neighboring area. So region I have written, it's a homogeneous unit. If you belong to a particular region, that means physically, culturally, you are similar. But then you are distinct from the people of neighboring areas. And people have sufficient awareness that they are similar, but at the same time distinct from others. You need to tell me, ये जो first headings हैं ये लिखनी है सबने. Concept of region, regionalism, basis, types and impact. People have awareness that they are similar but distinct from others, which leads to formation of regional identity. And once the regional identities are formed, then your political loyalties, they start professing their political loyalties. More towards the region rather than the state or the nation. Now, those who have written, read it again. It all starts with region. Region is a homogeneous unit. So if this is one region, they are similar. It's a homogeneous area. It is physically as well as culturally different from this neighboring area. And people who live in this region, they know that wo aapas mein they are similar, but at the same time, they are distinct from the people who are living in this region. And when you have this consciousness which is developed, that we are similar, but we are different from them. So based on that consciousness, you develop an identity. And this time, the source of your identity is the region that you belong to. That concept is known as regional identity. And now your identity is based on the region. So your political loyalties is more towards this region rather than the state or the nation. And this concept will be known as so one of the definition of regionalism will be that based on regional identity, when people start professing their political loyalties more towards a region rather than the state or the nation, it is referred as regionalism. Do you understand what is region? Okay. I'm generally asking, is region synonymous with state? यहाँ clarity है, ठीक है? Can I say within a state can there be multiple regions? For example, if I talk about UP, within UP there are multiple regions. Central UP, Northern UP, Western UP, Eastern UP, Bundelkhand. So there are different regions. जिसको हम बोलते हैं ना पश्चिम प्रदेश, पूर्वांचल. एक टाइम पे बात भी आई थी bifurcation of UP. So at that time they have talked about that they will carve out different regions like Purvanchal, Bundelkhand, Paschim Pradesh. So all of that is nothing but multiple regions within a state. Similarly, if we take example of, let us say, Rajasthan. So you have Mewar, you have Marwar, you have Shekhawati. So these are nothing but multiple regions within the same state. Similarly, if I talk about even in the latest issue, that is Manipur. So you have Imphal Valley and you have hill areas which is surrounding Imphal Valley. So within the state also there are multiple regions, and the basis of that regional aspect could be anything. It can be your architecture, it can be your folk culture, it can be your music preferences, it can be your cuisine which can be different, it can be your language also. So there are multiple factors which can contribute. तो हम region में हमेशा एक ही चीज mention करते हैं, that is culturally. कौन सा aspect of culture we don't mention that. We mention culturally. Culturally में तो there can be multiple things. It can be your language, it can be your dialect, it can be the way you celebrate your festivals. Holi. Somewhere it is फूलों की होली, रंगों की होली, लठमार होली. ठीक है? So there are multiple ways in which the festival is celebrated. And physical, basically we talk about the location aspect, the geographical aspect of the area. So within a state, there exist multiple regions. Can I also say that the region can transcend the boundary of a state? For example, we have Northeast region. Now, within Northeast, there are multiple states, but those states have some commonality. For example, ethnic ties. For example, geographical location. For example, historical experiences. Mostly those states have been governed by Bengal Frontiers Regulation Act of 1873. So there is some commonality which binds these states together. So they fall under the ambit of Northeast region. Similarly, South Indian states. Now, in this southern region of India, again you have multiple states. But can I say there is a common umbrella, that is Dravidian language, which unites them together despite the diversity. So the boundary of a region can transcend a state, and within a state, you can have multiple regions. So do you understand what is the concept of region? Write down the examples. हाँ बिल्कुल, absolutely. तमिलनाडु, श्रीलंका, हाँ बिल्कुल, absolutely. बंगाल, बांग्लादेश, absolutely yes. चलो एग्जाम्पल में लिख लेते हैं, ठीक है. Write down examples. First example, South Indian states are characterized by Dravidian language, which brings them under one fold. Second example, Northeastern states is a home to numerous tribes and ethnic groups, but they share historical experiences, ethnic ties due to geographical proximity and shared practices. Next example, there could be multiple regions within a state. For example, UP. Awadh, within that, right? Awadh, Braj, Bundelkhand, Purvanchal, etc. Similarly, Rajasthan, Mewar, Marwar, Shekhawati, etc. Can I also say how region के concept की बात करें? Have you क्या? You must have heard of Char Dham. So can it also create that regional affiliation? Can we see the 4 different states? Char Dham की बात करते हैं, उसमें क्या क्या आता है? You have Badrinath to Rameshwaram, and here you have Puri to Dwarka. 4 states कौन से involved हो गए? उत्तराखंड, तमिलनाडु, उड़ीसा, गुजरात. तो एक लिंक बन गया, एक रीजन बन गया, ठीक है? राइट डाउन. Religious and pilgrimage circuits. एग्जाम्पल दे रहे हैं अभी हम. Religious and pilgrimage circuits. एक सर्किट बनता है ना ये. So religious and pilgrimage circuit, for example, religious practices defines cultural units religious practices defines cultural units that cut across states. For example, Char Dham Yatra. Char Dham Yatra links regions across state of Uttarakhand, Gujarat, Odisha, and Tamil Nadu into a shared religious cultural unit. I'll take the example which he was mentioning, that ये जो concept of region है, is it limited to the overall nation concept or it can transcend the nation? It can transcend the nation. So write down. Linguistic and cultural zones. The cultural unit of Bengal. हम पॉलिटिकल यूनिट की या टेरिटरी की बात नहीं कर रहे, हम कल्चरल यूनिट की बात कर रहे. द कल्चरल यूनिट ऑफ बंगाल encompasses state of West Bengal and also Bangladesh. Cultural unit of Bengal incorporates West Bengal and Bangladesh. They share common Bengali language. Festivals, literature, which binds people together despite political boundaries. Similarly, we can also write example in context of Tamil Nadu and Sri Lanka, that how the cultural identity of Tamilians, it is spanning and going beyond Indian nation, that even in Sri Lanka, there is considerable population of Tamil people. तो एक example और add कर लो. The Tamil cultural identity spans the Indian state of Tamil Nadu and parts of Sri Lanka. Actually, it's northern and eastern province of Sri Lanka, which is largely habitated by the Tamilians. Okay? So parts of Sri Lanka, full stop. Tamil language, literature, celebration of festivals, illustrate this cultural heritage. Are we clear with the examples? ठीक है? Write down a question. अभी शीट पे नहीं, अभी आप अपने रजिस्टर्स में लिखो. Write down a question. In the context of the diversity of India, can it be said that region forms cultural units region forms cultural units rather than states. Give reasons with examples. 10 marker. It's a UPSC question. Now again, I'll reiterate that this is what I have taught. Now, based on whatever we have discussed so far, can you create the answer for this question? Is everyone clear? See, you need to understand, ad verbatim नहीं फंसेगा, थोड़ा ऊपर नीचे होगा, तो आपको बस जो पढ़ाया गया है उसको यूज करके आंसर लिखना। और एक बात आपको बताती हूँ, अभी तो आपको देख के लगेगा अरे ये तो हो ही जाए, क्योंकि अभी अभी पढ़ा है। एग्जाम में ये भी याद नहीं आता है बहुत बार कि कौन सी चीज क्लास में पढ़ी थी विच कुड हैव बीन अप्लाइड हियर। So when you are revising your content, rather than, I'll tell you what happens is, जो मेरे साथ first attempt में हुआ था कि हम क्या करते थे, we are revising the registers which we have made, पढ़ने पलटे जा रहे, एक बार, दो बार, तीन बार, and we are confident enough, and especially with respect to optional. क्या होता है, आपको लगता है कि आपको जो भी नोट्स बुक्स मिले आपने उसे 4-5 बार रिवाइज, आपको लगा हो गया, एग्जाम में क्वेश्चन आया एकदम ब्लैंक माइंड कि इतनी बार मार्क्स पढ़ा था, वेबर पढ़ा था, जो भी मतलब, या आपने हिस्ट्री ज्योग्राफी जो भी करी, समझ क्यों नहीं आ रहा कि यहां लिखना क्या है, क्योंकि हमने कभी पढ़ाई ना आंसर लिखने के हिसाब से की ही नहीं। वी आर जस्ट रिवाइजिंग और फ्लिपिंग थ्रू द पेजेस विच आर बीइंग गिवन। इसलिए जब वंस योर कोर्स इज डन, after that when you are trying to revise the content, try to revise it in question answer format, that this is the question, these questions have been asked, what possible questions can further be asked. Prepare your mind according to the question answer format. The chances of answering the question in a better manner is very high. Stop revising the content in general. That is never going to help. Even in your optionals also, that will never help. No matter how much you've studied your theories, आपको एग्जाम में याद ही नहीं आएगा कि लिखना कैसे है। और मैं आपको एक सबसे मेजर प्रॉब्लम बताती हूँ जो मैंने नोटिस किया था जब मैं पोस्ट इंडिपेंडेंस पढ़ाती थी आज से 2-3 साल पहले, फिर टाइम खत्म हो गया वो, तो सो उस टाइम पे मैंने एक चीज नोटिस करी, आई यूज्ड टू टेल द स्टोरीज एंड स्टूडेंट यूज्ड टू राइट द स्टोरीज इन द आंसर। डू यू अंडरस्टैंड दैट स्टोरी टेलिंग इज फॉर यू? यू हैव टू राइट इन द आंसर व्हाट इज बीइंग आस्क्ड। एंड हर एक पेपर का टेम्पलेट है, हिस्ट्री हैज टू बी रिटन एज अ क्रोनोलॉजी, society has to be written as an arguments, polity has to be written with respect to constitution and provisions or case laws, economy is with respect to the datas. So the point here is कि you can't write your stories in your answer, वो सिर्फ सुनने में अच्छी लगती हैं, उससे marks नहीं मिलते हैं। So you have to be very crisp in your answer writing. Is this very clear? ठीक है, so can you answer the question? एक बार तसल्ली से पढ़ लो, कहीं कोई डाउट तो नहीं है? हाँ, कह सकते हैं सपना। Basically unity in diversity का she is giving an example. Udupi hotels in north and dhabas, I think वो South India, हाँ. So Udupi hotels in north and dhabas in South India. So this is nothing but a unity in diversity by means of cuisine which has been established. Is the question clear? Can you write the answer? Is everyone clear with this? ठीक है. Next, we'll proceed here with regionalism. Now listen, regionalism is bound to happen in India. आप रोक नहीं सकते, इसीलिए हमें समझने की जरूरत है कि regionalism is not a negative concept, because regionalism is rooted in India's diversity. With respect to language, caste, religion, ethnicity, etc. When all these factors gets geographically concentrated along with feeling of relative deprivation, it is referred as so regionalism is bound to happen because we are extremely diverse. We are linguistically diverse, religiously diverse, ethnically diverse. We are also diverse with respect to the resources which are available. So we are a diverse country. And when these factors gets geographically concentrated and there is a feeling of relative deprivation, then regionalism is bound to happen. तो इसमें key term क्या है? Do you understand that two regions will never be equally developed? ये तो है ना? But जब तक subjective realization of objective reality नहीं होगी, तब तक feeling of relative deprivation नहीं होगा and feeling of regionalism will not emerge. As simple as that. तो feeling of relative deprivation का होना बहुत जरूरी है for the sentiments of regionalism to emerge. Why? Because diversity is bound to happen. Inequality is bound to happen. Just because two regions are unequally developed, that does not mean they will start resorting to regionalism. It will only happen when there is subjective realization of objective reality. Is this point clear for everyone? Now from here, we move to that how regionalism can have a positive connotation, it can have a negative connotation. For example, if to concretize our cultural identity, we resort to regionalism, then it is not a threat to national integration. For example, linguistic reorganization क्यों हुआ था? To concretize your linguistic identities. That was the main reason why linguistic reorganization happened. So if in the process of concretizing your cultural identities, you are resorting to regionalism, it will not be considered as a threat to national integration. Similarly, if for the purpose of administrative convenience, we resort to regionalism, even then it is not a threat to national integration. For example, creation of Uttarakhand. Uttarakhand was created because it was perceived that hill area administration is different from plain area. Have we ever discussed in any class about the problem of ghost hamlets in Uttarakhand? नहीं, हमने ethics में भी बात नहीं करी थी. अच्छा, घोस्ट हैमलेट्स का एक एग्जाम्पल देना था मुझे, सो आई डोंट नो हाउ कम. अच्छा ठीक है, एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव पार्ट में आया होगा वो. सो इफ फॉर द पर्पस ऑफ एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव कन्वीनियंस वी रिजॉर्ट टू रीजनलिज्म, देन इट इज नॉट कंसिडर्ड एज अ नेगेटिव एस्पेक्ट ऑफ रीजनलिज्म. but it does not guarantee that the state that you have created will serve all the positive intentional purposes or not. For example, just now I mentioned Uttarakhand was created because it is perceived hill area administration is different from plain area. We have carved out Uttarakhand. Is Uttarakhand completely hill area? No, there are plain areas. Now it was noticed that within Uttarakhand, plain areas still had job opportunities, but hill areas did not have much job opportunities. So the youth, in order to look for jobs, started moving towards the plain area or started migrating to other places, because ultimately what matters is the economic sustainability. Now in hill area, the population constantly started declining, and hill area was in a close vicinity of the wildlife habitation. So if the human population is declining, the chances of encroachment of wildlife in your area is very high. So wildlife started encroaching in the area which was now very sparsely populated. So the remaining population, due to fear for their life, also started out migrating. So that means in that area, no longer any person is residing. I'm not giving you very generalized, I'm talking about few examples. Okay? So this happened. Now, if the election happens, the constituency is determined on the basis of population. You do the delimitation exercise, and that is on the basis of population. Here, there is no population. So basically, the entire administration and governance of Uttarakhand is now in the hands of the plain area of Uttarakhand. Because what is emerging is ghost hamlets. So as a result, the purpose of carving out might get defeated. So now your home assignment is Google पे जाओगे और search करोगे ghost hamlets in Uttarakhand. Did you understand the background story? ठीक है, अब जब पढ़ोगे ना तो क्लियर हो जाएगा हम क्या बात कर रहे हैं. ठीक है, घोस्ट हैमलेट्स इन उत्तराखंड. तो हम ये नहीं कह रहे कि ये सही गलत, हम सिर्फ ये कह रहे हैं कि ये गलत नहीं है. ऑन एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव कन्वीनियंस बेसिस यू कैन रिजॉर्ट टू रीजनलिज्म, बट दैट डज नॉट गारंटी दैट वेदर द इंटेंशंस वुड बी अचीव्ड और नॉट. इज दिस क्लियर? The second is, the third point is, if for socio-economic development, people demand separate state, then it is not, or it is a positive aspect of regionalism. But everyone in every region would want a decent share. At the time of independence, what we had promised, a democratic form of government, and democratic form of government which is based on the principle of equality, justice. So everybody wants a fair deal and fair share in the process of development. So if you don't get that fair deal, the chances of apprehension, resentment, feeling deprived is very normal to happen. We all are citizens of this particular country. Everybody wants a fair deal in the process of development. Few gets, many don't get. The chances of feeling deprived is very high. So if in that context, you are demanding a separate state so that socio-economic development of your region can take place, it would not be perceived as a threat to national integration. For example, creation of Telangana. So do you realize we are not questioning anything which has already happened? Because that has already happened. You can't question that, and one should not. ठीक है? So is it making sense? ठीक? लेकिन अब इसको आइसोलेशन में मत पढ़ना, क्योंकि मन में बहुत सवाल आ रहे होंगे, क्योंकि कल्चरल आइडेंटिटीज में तो कुछ भी आ सकता है. And we have just taken one example, that is linguistic reorganization. So don't study these points in isolation, study along with these points. First, अब कितनी भी जस्टिफाइड डिमांड हो, it no longer holds any credibility if you are resorting to violence. If demand is communal in nature, any demand which is based on caste and religion will not be accepted because it is going to threaten the secular fabric of India. Any demand which is cessationist in nature, because now you are trying to threaten the territorial integrity of India. Even if it was to concretize your cultural identity, even if it is for socio-economic development, but you are threatening the territorial integrity of the nation, it is a threat to national integration. So that is negative manifestation. And then son of soil theory. Son of soil theory ko we'll slightly elaborate. So once you reach, if it is based on son of soil theory, let me know. We have written this much, ठीक है? Son of soil we have spoken many times. एक line में बस लिखो. I'll explain what I want to discuss. Right, done. It is also referred as politics of nativism. Politics of nativism. Basically, from the perspective of natives of the area. So, politics of nativism. It is defined as an ideology. It is defined as an ideology according to which the natives of the land, natives of the land, exercise their rights over the resources of the land, to the extent of exclusion of outsiders, to the extent of exclusion of outsiders. Full stop. It underlines the view that state specifically belongs to the main linguistic group and it constitutes exclusive homeland for its main language speakers. For example, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Assam, Meghalaya, etc. I'm not saying that other areas it is not there, but these are the areas where the probability of son of soil has always been very high. Now just hold. Why are we discussing this? What is son of soil? This is clear for everyone. Okay? That if I am the native, I have the prime right over the resources of my land to the extent that I want to exclude the outsiders from accessing those resources. So as a result, natives are often pitted against the migrants. I have also given you certain areas where son of soil is very prominent. Now my question to you is, why it is prominent in these areas? What is son of soil and what are the examples? That's no big deal. वो तो कहीं भी मिल जाएगा. Why it is prominent in these areas? What's so specific about these areas? Large migration. Is development not taking place in other areas or people not migrating to other areas? Lack of formal jobs. Anything else? Agricultural distress. Okay, I'll give you a basic example. Again, I belong to Kanpur. ठीक है, अब तक तो इतनी बार बात कर ली. I did not get access to, let us say, the education system which I wanted. So then I decided to migrate to Delhi. Then I wanted to work in a certain field, but the opportunities were not there. So I decided to continue living in Delhi. As simple as that. Let us suppose that some of you decided to move to Kanpur. Will I say, how dare you move to Kanpur? That's my land. No. I myself is living in Delhi. अब सोचो. Lack of culture of out migration. Migration is not a problem. अगर आपके एरिया में कोई आ रहा है, आप दूसरे के एरिया में जा रहे हो, तो आप जो आएगा उसको कभी नहीं रोकोगे. पंजाब में कभी नहीं होगा, वो दूसरे की कंट्री में भी बैठे हैं. सो द पॉइंट हियर इज कि मतलब यू I hope you. So the point here is you have lack of culture of out migration. Then you feel frustrated that if I am not moving in your area, then why are you moving in my area and you are creating unnecessary competition for the resources which anyway is scared. Did you get the point? So the first important reason, causes of son of soil. Causes of son of soil. The first point is lack of culture of out migration. Lack of culture of out migration. Huh. Some people have given the point because the culture is getting disturbed. और historical context कह सकते थे, culture based कह सकते थे, बिल्कुल. तो हमने लिखा lack of culture of out migration due to strong attachment to the land. Due to strong attachment to the land. So online people, we have incorporated your points. Due to strong attachment to the land. ये एक reason होता है. Second thing that we have observed is son of soil often happens for middle class jobs. Okay, I'll give you an example. Few years back, I think some 2-3 years back, it so happened, it is like 100-year-old story that there were some, do you understand, convert Dalits, okay? So Dalit who got converted to Sikhism. So it so happened there was a community, Ramdasia Sikh, who were taken by the Britishers to work in Meghalaya. Okay? However, now, few years back, there was a report that how the Khasis of that area, they want those Ramdasia Sikh people to go back to Punjab. Now the story, it dates back to at least 100 years back when Britishers were here. So these people were taken, although they were working in the menial jobs, but they were taken by the Britishers to work in that area. And then, even though they were working in the menial jobs, slowly and gradually, they started doing the government job. So when you are a part of government job, then there is income security, there is job security, and post-independence, the reservation benefits were introduced. As a result, their generation might be doing the menial job. But thankfully, with the intervention of the state, their coming generation was not confined to the caste-based occupational division of labor. They had better access to education. They had better access to job opportunity. Slowly and gradually, the status of Ramdasiya Sikh people in the economy of Khasi area started improving. So till the time they were doing the menial jobs, Khasis did not have the problem because they themselves didn't want to do the menial job. But when Ramdasiya community, they started dominating the middle class economy of Khasi area. So now Khasi area are demanding that these people should go back to Punjab because this is where they belong to. वो 100 साल से आपके एरिया में रह रहे हैं. How can all of a sudden it is being said that you should go back to Punjab because that is what you belong to? तो कहीं ना कहीं son of soil often happens when it is a crisis for middle class jobs. हाँ, बाद में spill over effect हो सकता है और वो working class और laborers पे आ सकता है, लेकिन जो वो initiate होता है, that always happens for a middle class jobs. Is this very clear? फिर बाद में हो सकता है कि वो जो labor class आती है तो exodus against the labor community start हो जाता है. That is a spillover effect. That's not the cause for son of soil. Is this clear? So write down. Son of soil often happens when there is struggle for middle class jobs. When there is struggle for middle class jobs. Someone told about the regional parties, I think. Third party leadership. We'll add that point. Third point, write down. Presence of strong regional forces which tries to remain relevant by applying zero-sum game theory of power in context of natives or migrants. Zero-sum game theory of power in context of natives and migrants. Next point. Discrepancy in demand and supply with respect to resources and opportunities. Discrepancy between demand and supply with respect to resources and opportunities. Next. Failure of state administration both of source and destination areas to create enough opportunities. हमें दोनों सोर्स एंड डेस्टिनेशन एरियाज को डेवलप करने की जरूरत है, अदरवाइज द प्रॉब्लम वुड बी डिफिकल्ट टू बी टैकल्ड. ठीक है, क्योंकि देखो माइग्रेशन इन्वॉल्व है. पॉइंट हमने भले ही लिखा हो लैक ऑफ कल्चर ऑफ आउट माइग्रेशन, बट वन ऑफ द इंपॉर्टेंट फैक्टर इज माइग्रेशन इज इन्वॉल्व्ड. एंड इफ यू वांट टू टैकल द प्रॉब्लम एसोसिएटेड विथ माइग्रेशन, सोर्स रीजन नीड्स टू बी developed as well as destination area. The state administration has to create enough opportunities both for natives and migrants. ठीक है, एक लास्ट पॉइंट लिखो. Due to rising aspiration, everyone has high expectation. Due to rising aspiration, everyone has high expectation, and anything short of expectation will lead to, anything short of expectation will lead to disenchantment. Will lead to disenchantment. Clear hai? Are we understanding the points? Are we understanding the examples which are being provided? So if you get a question, will you be able to write a 10 marker? Can I proceed to the next topic? Next is basis of regionalism. Basis of regionalism. The first basis is historical basis. Demand of regionalism is supported by myth, folklore, historical experiences, etc. Now, under historical basis, you can add any example that you want to add. For example, we can also talk about the example or in context of Assam. Now, what happened was we got independence, and that time, if you remember, it was Greater Assam. Okay, because Mizoram, Meghalaya, Nagaland was not carved out of Assam. So if just apply that flowchart here also, culture and livelihood. Now, historically, Assam has a history that often the youth from Bengal used to move to Assam in order to avail the opportunities. So Bengali youth was migrating to Assam. Now, when they were migrating to Assam, slowly and gradually, they were occupying the middle class jobs. Because as compared to Assamese youth, that time Bengali youth was performing better. So whether it was government jobs or it was private sector job, middle class jobs largely were being held by Bengali youths. So as a remember your livelihood opportunity, and also with the penetration or in migration of the Bengali youth, your culture is also getting diluted. So they also felt relatively deprived. So then they started demanding that Assamese should be declared as the sole official language of the Assam. And when this will happen, the access to the government job as well as higher educational universities will also be restricted for Bengali youth. So because too much pressure was created, then in 1960s, that Official Language Act was passed and Assamese was declared as the official language. So this was basically done in order to curtail the domination of the Bengali youth with respect to the society. But ye kya tha? Greater Assam. So if Assamese is declared as the sole official language, then culture and livelihood opportunities of the other groups are going to get impacted. So when subjective realization of objective reality happens, the demand for separate Nagaland, Mizoram, Meghalaya all started. Did you get the point? This is never-ending story because it is always the culture and livelihood. So it can be your historical experiences. Similarly, the demand was separate Dravidistan. There was a time, तो जब हिंदुस्तान पाकिस्तान की बात हो रही थी, Dravida Nadu or Dravidistan, where all the South Indian states would be combined and it would be carved out. The basis was, it was believed that after Aryan invasion, their polity and society was always non-stratified. But with the emergence of the Aryans, the stratification was introduced and Brahmins were trying to impose their hegemony. So to fight against this Brahmanical hegemonization of their society, they were demanding a separate statehood. So here again, it is based on your historical factors. Is that very clear for everyone? Right. यहां तक लिखा है, ठीक. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, with respect to demand for Dravidistan, it was perceived that with Indo-Aryan invasion, the non-stratified polity and society was disrupted. Non-stratified polity and society was disrupted, and efforts were made to establish Brahmanical hegemony. Next example. The movement against outsiders in Assam, due to the history of in-migration of Bengalis, which altered their demography and impacted their culture and livelihood. Himanshu, we have incorporated your point. You said na demographic dilution, ठीक है? Impacted their culture and livelihood, altered their demography and impacted their culture and livelihood. आप हिस्टोरिकल एक्सपीरियंसेस में इंटायर नॉर्थ ईस्ट को एक साथ क्लब करके भी लिख सकते हो. रिमेंबर बंगाल फ्रंटियर रेगुलेशन एक्ट ऑफ 1873. That is why historical experiences of Northeast were very different from the people who were residing in other parts of the country. So that is again historical factor. So it can also be mentioned here. Is that very clear? तभी कहते हैं कि historical experiences of Northeast were very different. That is why their perspective at that time was very different. So one of the reason could be this. Is this making sense for everyone? Okay. Next, geographical basis. The first was historical basis. The second is geographical basis. This I think we know. Just write the pointers. Presence of natural resource. Climatic conditions, comma डाल के लिखना. Climatic conditions. Topography. Geographical location, I meant strategic location. So geographical location, such as strategic location. For example, Northeast के लिए हम कहते हैं ना 99% of the border is international border. So chances of illegal migration from other nations or the border security threat is always looming. That's because of its geographical location. The second thing is many a time the efficient service delivery of resources doesn't happen because the connectivity with rest of India is also very narrow. The word that is being used is Siliguri corridor or Chicken Neck corridor. So that can possibly one of the factor. Again, this is nothing but geographical factor. Then there are some regions which lies on coastal areas. So that coastal location, that makes them a prominent position or the places for trade. And that is the reason ki historically also they are more developed since the time of the Britishers. Britishers never had the intention of developing particular pockets. They were only serving their vested interest. कि जितने भी coastal areas थे वो develop करना Britishers के हित में था. वहां इनफैक्ट रीजनलिज्म की स्टोरी तो वहां से ही शुरू हो गई. उनको जहां अपना हित दिखा, जहां से ट्रेड इजीली पॉसिबल था, उन्होंने वो एरियाज डेवलप करे टू द एक्सटेंट दैट रिमेनिंग एरियाज वर नॉट डेवलप. तो वो रीजनल इनइक्वालिटी तो वहीं क्रिएट हो गई. एंड पोस्ट इंडिपेंडेंस दैट इनइक्वालिटी केप्ट ऑन वाइडनिंग रादर देन बीइंग ब्रिज्ड. इज दिस पॉइंट क्लियर? कुछ एरियाज होते हैं जहां रीजनलिज्म इसलिए होता है क्योंकि वो बफर एरियाज होते हैं. जैसे बुंदेलखंड, इट्स अ बफर एरिया बिटवीन यूपी एंड एमपी. हैव यू हर्ड ऑफ बेलगांव? That's a buffer area between Maharashtra and Karnataka. So that can also create various issues of regionalism, geographical location. वैसे ही देखा जाए तो northeast and even the western area, the how should I say, the strategic location, एक तरफ golden crescent है, दूसरी तरफ golden triangle है. So the chances of drug abuse in those areas are also very high. So again the geographical factors. ठीक है? So write down. कहां लिखा हमने? क्लाइमेटिक कंडीशन, टोपोग्राफी, कॉमा. सर्टन रीजन्स आर वल्नरेबल टू क्राइम. सर्टन रीजन्स आर वल्नरेबल टू क्राइम ड्यू टू देयर ज्योग्राफिकल लोकेशन. ड्यू टू देयर ज्योग्राफिकल लोकेशन. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, drug problem in Punjab and Northeast. Drug problem in Punjab and Northeast. Northeastern crisis can also be attributed, Northeastern crisis can also be attributed to दो फैक्टर्स लिखना. वन, इंटरनेशनल बॉर्डर, एंड सेकेंड, नैरो कनेक्टिविटी विथ रेस्ट इंडिया. नैरो कनेक्टिविटी विथ रेस्ट ऑफ इंडिया. Are we clear with this? Third, socio-cultural factors. First was historical, second was geographical, third is socio-cultural. रोहन, तुमको इतना बार क्वेश्चन पूछने का जरूरत नहीं था. वो सेम क्वेश्चन, वो मैं इसलिए नहीं आंसर कर रही थी, मैं वेट कर रही थी यहाँ पे आने का. तो guys, sometimes if I don't respond to the points, either one वो controversial, so I will not respond. Second, वो silly अगर है तो. Otherwise, if it is something like related to the content, I will respond जैसे वो आएगा point. ठीक है? So I'll just answer now. Socio-cultural में there is language. Now, before you write, just listen. Caste and religion. ये मेन फैक्टर्स हैं सोशो कल्चरल में. लैंग्वेज तो वी हैव जस्ट स्टडीड, ऑफिशियल लैंग्वेज इशू था, लिंग्विस्टिक रीऑर्गेनाइजेशन ऑफ स्टेट्स था, सो दैट वाज नथिंग बट बेस्ड ऑन लैंग्वेज. कास्ट के बेसिस पे ये माना जाता है दैट यूजुअली इट वाज द ब्राह्मणिकल हेजेमनी. अगर कभी आपने हिस्ट्री में देखा हो दैट द कास्ट मूवमेंट्स हैड इमर्ज फर्स्ट इन southern India and then that has emerged in northern India. उसका एक फैक्टर रिस्पॉन्सिबल ये मानते हैं कि southern India में it was the upper caste and the lowest strata of the caste. The intermediate castes were missing. नॉर्थ इंडिया में क्या था? इंटरमीडिएट कास्ट एग्जिस्ट करती थी, तो जो भी कहते हैं ना रिजेंटमेंट वगैरह होता था, दैट यूज्ड टू बी, हाउ शुड आई से, कुशन्ड बाय द प्रेजेंस ऑफ द इंटरमीडिएट कास्ट. बट साउथ इंडिया में देखा गया था कि इट वाज आइदर द अपर कास्ट और इट वाज द लोएस्ट स्ट्राटा ऑफ द कास्ट. सो मोस्टली लाइक सेल्फ रिस्पेक्ट मूवमेंट, temple entry movements, all those movements had emerged in southern India. So it was believed that in context of South India, more than linguistic, it was the caste-based issue which was giving rise to the regionalism. But since any demand based on caste will not be accepted because it is going to threaten the secular fabric. The demand of caste was presented in the garb of language. Similarly, the issue in context of Punjab was religion based, but it was believed that religion based demand will not be accepted, hence it was presented in the garb of language. Similarly, it may happen, as Rohan is highlighting, that it may happen that it is being presented as if it is a developmental issue or it is a linguistic issue, but in reality it might be based on caste and रिलीजन. तो ऐसे में क्या करना चाहिए यार, यहाँ पॉलिटिक्स आ जाती है बेटा. तो देखो यार, एक सच बात है कि 1966 के बाद जब वो पंजाब की डिमांड वापस रीसरफेस करी थी, तो अब आई डोंट नो हाउ वन शुड पुट इट, बट ऐसा नहीं था कि वो अचानक से रिलीजियस डिमांड लिंग्विस्टिक हो गई. बट सामने वाले ने कहा ये लिंग्विस्टिक है, लीडरशिप भी नई नई आई थी, उन्होंने कहा ठीक है, आपने कहा, हमने मान लिया, बात खत्म हो गई. So kahin na kahin, everyone knows what is the root cause of the situation, but then it is the political dynamics of the time whether those demands will be accepted or not. But one thing is for sure, even if it is a demand based on caste or religion, it will always be presented in the garb of something else. It can be language, it can also be डेवलपमेंटल इशू. उसे अंडर डेवलपमेंट का दिखाकर भी प्रेजेंट कर सकते हैं, क्योंकि पता है ये डिमांड्स एक्सेप्ट नहीं होंगी. तो अक्सर हम देखते हैं कि लिंग्विस्टिक डिमांड है. एक क्वेश्चन बन सकता है, आई एम जनरली आस्किंग दैट मोस्ट ऑफ द इशू आइदर इट इज रीजनल, इट इज लिंग्विस्टिक, इट इज ट्राइबल, but very rarely you will find any demand of regionalism which is based on religion. That's because religion-based demand will not be accepted. Caste-based demand will not be accepted. So largely you find demand, जो भी examples आप देखते हो, they are linguistic in nature. Is it making sense for everyone? ठीक है, so write down. Language being the integral component, language being the integral component of our identity is also the basis, is also the basis, is also the basis of regionalism. For example, issue of official language, issue of official language, linguistic reorganization of states, etc. इनफैक्ट इसमें हम और ऐड कर सकते हैं, लिंग्विस्टिक रीऑर्गेनाइजेशन ऑफ स्टेट्स, कॉमा, बाइफर्केशन ऑफ ग्रेटर आसाम, बाइफर्केशन ऑफ ग्रेटर आसाम, recent demand of Gorkha land, etc. With respect to caste and religion, with respect to caste and religion, even if the demands are raised, हम ये नहीं कह रहे कि demands कभी raise नहीं हुई, but usually वो religion या caste के basis पे accept नहीं हुई, तो they had to be presented in the garb of something else. ठीक है? What did I make you write? एक जन बोलते भाई. हाँ. Even if the demands are raised, they are not accepted, they are not accepted as they threaten the secular fabric of India, as they threaten the secular fabric of India. Therefore, it is presented, therefore, it is presented in the garb of GARB, in the garb of language or developmental issues. Developmental issues. So far we have talked about historical factor, geographical factor, socio-cultural factor. Fourth लिखो, politico-administrative factor. Politico-administrative factor. Politico-administrative factor. पॉलिटिक्स कभी रीजनलिज्म क्रिएट नहीं कर सकती, क्योंकि उसके लिए ऑब्जेक्टिव रियलिटी का होना जरूरी है. सो पॉलिटिक्स नेवर क्रिएट्स रीजनलिज्म, पॉलिटिक्स ओनली बढ़ावा देती है, एक्सेंचुएट्स रीजनलिज्म बाय फैनिंग the sentiments of ignorant masses to serve their interest. So politics never create regionalism. Politics only accentuates regionalism. By fanning, पंखा करती है, नहीं तो ऐसे ऐसे करो तो चिंगारी. तो by fanning the sentiments of the masses to fulfill their own personal interest. One of the student is asking, please explain this politics. ये वाला politics. अच्छा. I'm just thinking. Exam. चलो. XYZ आप खुद ट्रेस करिएगा. This is Maharashtra. महाराष्ट्र के कॉन्टेक्स्ट में विदर्भ. Somebody has mentioned demand for Vidarbh is development based. So महाराष्ट्र के कॉन्टेक्स्ट में विदर्भ. There was a time where there was a very strong demand. अगर कभी मतलब आप लोग तो अब तैयारी शुरू करी है, बट कभी ऐसे शौक रखा हो न्यूज़पेपर पढ़, अच्छा चलो कोई नहीं. So कुछ सालों पहले there was a very strong demand for a separate विदर्भ. ठीक है. So क्योंकि farmer suicides were on the rise, agriculture was totally in distress. ठीक. So उस टाइम पे क्या हुआ? There was a political मतलब particular XYZ political party which said that if we come to power, we will create a separate Vidarbh. People voted. They came to power. After that, there is no discussion about separate Vidarbh. Maybe Vidarbh में development हो गया हो, मतलब या I'm just trying to figure out कि ऐसा कैसे हुआ. Objective reality पहले भी वही थी, आज भी वही है. What has changed is third party. पहले थर्ड पार्टी ने उन सेंटिमेंट्स को फैन किया और बोला कि इफ यू वोट फॉर अस अ सेपरेट विदर्भ वुड बी क्रिएटेड. बट वंस दे केम टू पावर द एजेंडा हैज बीन सर्व्ड. नाउ देयर इज नो नीड फॉर क्रिएशन ऑफ सेपरेट विदर्भ. इज दैट वेरी क्लियर फॉर एवरीवन? ठीक है. तो ऐसा नहीं होता. हम कहते हैं ना, वो फीलिंग ऑफ रिलेटिव डेप्रीवेशन का होना बहुत जरूरी है फॉर द डिमांड ऑफ सेपरेट स्टेटहुड, एंड फॉर दैट फीलिंग यू नीड अ थर्ड पार्टी. अब कोई थर्ड पार्टी नहीं है. Is it making sense for everyone? So somebody asked me that the politics wala point. So what I'm just trying to say here is this, that politics does not create regionalism. कुछ ना कुछ objective reality होगी. Objective reality is existing. That is why it becomes easier for the political parties to fan the sentiments. And I'm not talking about any particular political party. Every political party, come what may, they have the sole interest either to remain in power or to come to power. As simple as that. बस इतना होता है, some parties are slightly more ethical as compared to others. और दे आर थिंकिंग स्लाइटली, जैसे वो कहते हैं ना, कुछ होता है कि दाल में नमक मिलाते हैं, कुछ होता है नमक में दाल मिलाते हैं, बस उतना फर्क है, लेकिन मिलाते तो हैं. सो द पॉइंट विच वी आर ट्राइंग टू से इज विच एवर पार्टी इट इज, दे आर ट्राइंग टू परस्यू देयर ओन इंटरेस्ट. वो आए पॉलिटिक्स में इसलिए, पावर स्ट्रगल के लिए, क्योंकि सिर्फ उधार ही करना होता तो उसके लिए एनजीओज भी थे. So their interest is to come to power, and whichever is going to help them to come to power or to remain in power, they are resorting to those techniques. तभी कहते हैं ethics in politics is very important. But then it is said that state has. But anyway, is the point clear? The person who asked, is this clear? ठीक है. तो हम ये नहीं कहते कि ऑब्जेक्टिव रियलिटीज चेंज नहीं होती, हो सकता चेंज हो गई हो सकता डेवलपमेंट आ गया हो, बट वन थिंग इज देयर, नो मैटर ऑब्जेक्टिव रियलिटी हैज चेंज्ड और नॉट, द प्रेजेंस ऑफ थर्ड पार्टी इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. Subjective realization of objective reality is very important. That is why we say politics accentuates regionalism rather than creating regionalism. Is it making sense? Last, economic basis. You can disagree with me, but for me, this is the most important point. बाप बड़ा ना भैया, सबसे बड़ा रुपया. So, economic factor is the most important factor. देखो, अभी लिख लो, लेकिन अगर आंसर राइटिंग में डिसएग्री करना चाहो तो वो आपकी चॉइस है. आप ये भी कह सकते हो कि नहीं, कल्चरल फैक्टर्स आर मोर इंपॉर्टेंट, आई डोंट कंसिडर इकोनॉमिक. मैं आपको अपना पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू बता रही हूं. आई थिंक इकोनॉमिक फैक्टर्स आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, इनफैक्ट मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट. इट फॉर्म्स द क्रक्स ऑफ रीजनल पॉलिटिक्स. It forms the crux of regional politics, and it is based on the fact that resources are limited. And demands are disproportionate. Resources are limited and demands are disproportionate. Full stop. Even the policies of the government, since independence, have not been able to address regional disparity. In fact, in many cases, it has aggravated regional imbalance and economic differences. If you have to write the very basic example of this point, Green Revolution. Can I say Green Revolution at एक second? Further aggravated regional imbalances and economic differences. And now try to apply example of Green Revolution here. Not only inter-regional disparity, but also intra-regional disparity happened because of lopsided implementation of Green Revolution. It has benefited only the rich farmers to the extent of displacement of the small and the marginal farmers. The gap between haves and have-nots has further widened. So one of the example that how economic how should I put it? Lack of equitable distribution of economic benefits, how it creates or give rise to regionalism. That is one point that we can mention. Another point, have you heard, is anyone aware the story behind the creation of separate Telangana? एक टाइम आया था ना कि आंध्र प्रदेश था, तो तेलंगाना, even at that, Telangana movement is a very old movement. So Telangana never wanted to be the part of Andhra. So then it was said that there was an agreement which happened. It was known as gentleman's agreement, जिसको मुल्की रूल्स भी कहते थे. तो उसमें ये बोला गया था कि let Telangana become the part of the Andhra, and in that context, a certain seats in the legislature would be reserved for the people from Telangana. There will be some seats which will be reserved for the youth in the educational universities as well as the jobs also. But then it was found that this gentleman's agreement was not being respected. In fact, Telangana has blamed Andhra for colonizing their region by grabbing their jobs, their land, their resources, and Telangana has also blamed center for not investing enough in context of Telangana to develop the infrastructure. So that was the reason, on the premise of socio-economic development, a separate Telangana was created. क्योंकि linguistic issue तो वो था ही नहीं ना यार. Language तो common थी, तो language was never the issue. Issue was socio-economic development. Did you get the point here? ठीक है, तो write down the examples. For example, Green Revolution, comma, Telangana has accused Andhra, Telangana had लिख दो, अब तो क्या ही, Telangana had accused Andhra of colonizing their region, by grabbing their land, comma, jobs, and also blamed central government for not investing enough in their infrastructure. In fact, one of the reasons cited for Assam crisis during 1979 to 85 was underdevelopment of Assam. इसीलिए जब आसाम अकॉर्ड साइन हुआ था ना, तो उन्होंने बोला था एस्टैब्लिशमेंट ऑफ आईआईटीज, एस्टैब्लिशमेंट ऑफ ऑयल रिफाइनरी, ये सब प्रॉमिस किया गया था. इसीलिए किया गया था बिकॉज वन ऑफ द रीजन फॉर रिजेंटमेंट अमंग द असमीज पीपल अगेंस्ट द सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट वाज दैट दे बिलीव्ड अ स्टेप मदरली ट्रीटमेंट इज गिवन टू देम. अंडर डेवलपमेंट ऑफ आसाम वाज वन ऑफ द फैक्टर्स. हम जैसे हिस्ट्री में एक चीज पढ़ते हैं ना, कुछ फैक्टर्स होते हैं और एक प्रेसिपिटेटिंग फैक्टर होता है. तो ये सारे फैक्टर्स थे फॉर क्राइसिस ऑफ आसाम. अंडर डेवलपमेंट ऑफ आसाम, हिस्टोरिकल फैक्टर वे बंगालीज वर माइग्रेटिंग, illegal migration from Bangladesh. लेकिन precipitating factor था that illegal migrants from Bangladesh became the registered voters. That precipitated and it resulted into Assami's crisis. Is that very clear? Which sustained for 6 years. So can we proceed? इसी में लिख लो. Underdevelopment of Assam, one of the factor for Assam crisis. Underdevelopment of Assam, one of the factor for Assam crisis. Hence, it is the unequal distribution. It is the unequal distribution of developmental benefits. It is the unequal distribution of developmental benefits that has created demands for small states. That has created demand for small states. Clear hai? There are 2 questions, in fact 3 questions. Write down. UPSC questions hai. एक ना 2013 का क्वेश्चन है रीजनलिज्म का, वो मेरे को लिख के दे दो. राइट डाउन. व्हाट इज द बेसिस ऑफ रीजनलिज्म? व्हाट इज द बेसिस ऑफ रीजनलिज्म? क्वेश्चन मार्क. Is economic inequality the most important factor behind regionalism? Is economic inequality the most important factor behind regionalism? Question mark. It's a 10 marker. I am not saying that in the second part of the question you have to agree. That's your call. You can disagree also. But whatever you are writing, justify your answer. Second question. Do you agree that regionalism in India is a consequence of cultural assertiveness? Is a consequence of cultural assertiveness? Question mark. Argue. Do you agree that regionalism in India is a consequence of cultural assertiveness? Question mark. Argue. Third question. Growing feeling of regionalism is an important factor in generation of demand for separate state. Growing feeling of regionalism is an important factor in the generation of demand for a separate state. Discuss. 10 marker. These are 3 UPSC questions. Read the questions carefully and tell me, will you be able to answer? Everyone, हो जाएगा? ये अच्छे से पढ़ लो, तसल्ली कर लो. मोरलेस क्या होता है, वो बेसिस ऑफ रीजनलिज्म पे ही घूम फिर के सवाल पूछते हैं. कभी वो इकोनॉमिक फैक्टर को हाईलाइट कर देंगे, कभी वो कल्चरल फैक्टर को हाईलाइट कर देंगे, कभी वो फीलिंग ऑफ रिलेटिव डेप्रीवेशन को हाईलाइट कर देंगे. बट व्हाट दे आर आस्किंग यू इज बेसिस ऑफ रीजनलिज्म. बट 3 बार पूछ चुके हैं. अब देर इज नो गारंटी कि नेक्स्ट टाइम ऑल्सो दे विल आस्क अ सिमिलर क्वेश्चन. तो बस इतना हो सकता है कि मे बी दे आस्क यू समथिंग रिलेटेड टू टाइप्स ऑफ रीजनलिज्म, or they may ask you that to what extent regionalism is a threat to national integration or not, something of that aspect. Otherwise हो सकता है फिर यही पूछ लेंगे. ठीक है, so can we proceed? एक last topic लेते हैं. See, types of regionalism छोटा सा topic है, उसको last topic में नहीं लेते, consider नहीं करते. Types of regionalism, there are just 4 parts to it. One is interstate regionalism. Intrastate regionalism, suprastate regionalism, and demand for secession. See, causes remains the same. The only thing that you have to mention here is the examples. For example, interstate, matlab between the 2 or 3 states. So can we add here interstate one of the example of interstate regionalism is interstate river water dispute. अरे सर वो शायद स्क्रीन नहीं चल रही है, बोल देते. इंटरस्टेट रिवर वाटर डिस्प्यूट्स. सो अब चाहे आप इसमें कावेरी रिवर डिस्प्यूट लिखो, कृष्णा रिवर डिस्प्यूट लिखो, गोदावरी रिवर डिस्प्यूट लिखो, वो आपका चॉइस है. बट इंटरस्टेट रिवर वाटर डिस्प्यूट्स कैन बी मेंशन्ड एज अ पार्ट ऑफ इंटरस्टेट रीजनलिज्म. नॉट ओनली दैट, conflict between states over territories or region, वो जो बफर रीजन्स होते हैं जैसे बुंदेलखंड हो गया, बेलगांव हो गया, सो ऑल ऑफ दैट बिकम्स द पार्ट ऑफ इंटर स्टेट डिस्प्यूट. इंट्रा स्टेट इज बेसिकली सब रीजनलिज्म, दैट इज विद इन द स्टेट. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, वेस्ट बंगाल में से डिमांड फॉर गोरखालैंड, आसाम में से इट इज डिमांड फॉर बोडोलैंड, महाराष्ट्र डिमांड इज विदर्भ, गुजरात there was a time when there was demand for Saurashtra. Reasons can be different, and reasons we have already discussed. It can be language, it can be ethnicity, it can be economic development, but intra-state का मतलब होता है sub-regionalism. Within the state, there is a demand for a smaller state. इनफैक्ट ये हिंदी स्पीकिंग वर्सेस नॉन हिंदी स्पीकिंग स्टेट्स ऑन ऑफिशियल लैंग्वेज पुराना इशू है. एक नया इशू भी आया था जब नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसी का ड्राफ्ट तैयार हुआ था. उसमें एक्चुअली हिंदी को कंपलसरी लैंग्वेज डिक्लेयर करा था. तो उसके बाद क्या हुआ था, अगेन सुप्रा स्टेट रीजनलिज्म हो गया था बिटवीन हिंदी स्पीकिंग स्टेट्स वर्सेस नॉन हिंदी स्पीकिंग स्टेट. तो जब एक्चुअली पॉलिसी पास हुई तो उसमें से वो क्लॉज हटा दिया. अदरवाइज जो ओरिजिनल ड्राफ्ट था उसमें देयर वाज अ मेंशन अबाउट मेकिंग हिंदी अ कंपलसरी लैंग्वेज. Similarly, Northeast India versus rest of India on issue of development. So here it is supra-state regionalism, group of states. Oh, अच्छा कोई स्क्रीन नहीं चल रही है. Okay. अब चल गई? अच्छा नहीं चली. कल्चरल असर्टिवनेस, हाँ. नहीं नहीं, let's not put it under the ambit of majority and minority. It may happen that the community was in majority, but because of in-migration, the demographic profile underwent a change. So now they feel they are in minority. तो वो वाली बात है. So don't look it from a perspective of majority minority. Look it from the perspective of how different aspects of culture, whether it is your language, whether it was attachment to the land, even son of soil policy can come under cultural assertiveness. Then movements in Northeast, whether it was the movement against outsiders, or there was a movement for autonomy, or let us say movement for secession, to some extent it was the result of cultural assertiveness. लिखा है इतना? पीपल, वो जो स्क्रीन नहीं चल रहा था, आप लोग ने लिखा? नहीं, लिख लो लिख लो। बाकी लोग रिवाइज करो, अभी आंसर भी लिखेंगे ना, तब रिवाइज कर लो। डाउट नहीं पूछा आज तक तुमने, लेकिन कितने अच्छे से लिखा है, 2:30 पे क्लास विल एंड। आई रिमेम्बर। इसके बाद एक्चुअली एक लास्ट टॉपिक है बस। लास्ट टॉपिक ले, 2:30 पे फिर छोड़ भी, वो याद भी दिला रहा है मुझे। लास्ट क्या था? इम्पैक्ट ऑफ रीजनलिज्म। लिख तो लिया है, शक्ल से तो लग रहा है खाली बैठे। सच्ची पलट के भी देख रहे हो, गज्जब वो। ब्रेक दे तू, किस बात का बेटा? नहीं, मुझे भी पता है कि ऐसे दो दो क्लास में इंसान वैसे ही पक जाता है इतना। नहीं नहीं, पर बेटा ब्रेक तो है, 20 मिनट और फिर ब्रेक। ठीक है, फिर परसों मिलेंगे। इम्पैक्ट ऑफ इससे पहले मुझे कोई हड़का दे, मैं एक बार कंफर्म। कैन वी प्रोसीड? नहीं, अच्छा। ओ अच्छा, वो स्टूडेंट मेरे को नहीं बोल रहा था 2:30 बजे, वो किसी जो दूसरा ब्रेक मांग रहा था उसको बोल रहा था कि 2:30 बजे क्लास एंड हो जाएगी। माय फॉल्ट सर। डेली सोसाइटी ज्यादा हो गया ना, है ना, वो भी दो दो क्लास। इतना ज्यादा पढ़ लिया है, ऐसा लग रहा है इतने सालों से जितना जी के नहीं सीखा होगा उतना। चलो एनीवे, अब तो हो ही गया है अब आप। अरे अभी भी नहीं बेटा, इतने में तो रीजनलिज्म प्रैक्टिस हो जाएगा, जितने में लिख कर रहे हो। इसमें तो ऐसा कुछ है भी नहीं। मतलब ये हेडिंग के बाद तो बेटा सिर्फ एग्जाम्पल थे जिस। हाँ, वेदिका मैम, इन कल्चरल असर्टिवनेस कैन वी ऑल्सो इंक्लूड हिस्टोरिकल बेसिस? हाँ यार, हाँ कर सकते हो। We'll divide the page in two parts, positive and negative. Positive and negative. Positive में लिखेंगे, it plays an important role. It plays an important role in nation building. It plays an important role in nation building as it accommodates federal sentiments. As it accommodates federal sentiments. Second point, it helps in keeping It helps in keeping political extremism at bay. It helps in keeping political extremism at bay. It gives people, I am not explaining this because this is, I have explained before also, okay? It gives people right to self-determination. It gives people right to self-determination. It helps in realizing, it helps in realizing the essence of salad bowl theory of multiculturalism. Salad bowl theory of multiculturalism. Next point. Not always regional interest is against national interest. Not always regional interest is against national interest. In fact, accommodating the aspirations will reduce conflict. Accommodating the aspirations will reduce conflict. Next point. Moderate regionalism may enhance the competitive spirit of people. Moderate regionalism may enhance the competitive spirit of the people, which can help in overall growth and development. एक हेल्दी कंपटीशन, जैसे नहीं होता, जैसे वो स्वच्छता इंडेक्स वगैरह, उसमें रैंकिंग की जाती है कि कौन सा सबसे क्लीन स्टेट है, और ये, या फिर हायर एजुकेशनल इंस्टीट्यूशन के हिसाब से. सो द पॉइंट हियर इज कि हेल्दी कंपटीशन है. Here the state can have positive incentives to work towards a growth and development. Negative. It's a tool for vote bank politics. Second point. The first is it's a tool for vote bank politics. Second point, unequal distribution of resources. ये तो आप relate भी कर लोगे. Unequal distribution of resources due to presence of strong regional leaders. जैसे सारे स्टेट्स एक तरफ, 2 स्टेट का बजट एक तरफ, सो दैट इज अनइक्वल्ड. देखो अप्लाई, इसीलिए ना सोसाइटी बड़ी इंटरेस्टिंग हो सकती है. बस जब रोज पढ़ रहे हो ना, साथ में न्यूज़पेपर न्यूज देखते चलो, तुमको कहा अरे यही तो बात की थी. तो बस ये है कि जो हम पढ़ रहे हैं उसको अप्लाई करते हुए चलना. एवरीथिंग विल फिट इनटू व्हाटएवर इज हैपनिंग अराउंड. I'll repeat, unequal distribution of resources due to presence of strong regional leaders may result in feeling of relative deprivation. May result in the feeling of relative deprivation. वो नहीं होता है, कुछ स्टेट है वहां पे उतनी पावर नहीं है, डिस्पाइट बीइंग इन पावर, तो वो खुद ही धरने पे बैठे हुए हैं, उनको पानी नहीं मिल रहा है बगल. सो इससे फीलिंग ऑफ डेप्रीवेशन आ जाती है, क्योंकि इक्वल डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ बेनिफिट नहीं होता है। फिर क्या होता है, अगर सेंटर और स्टेट में सेम पार्टी नहीं होते हैं, तो देर इज लैक ऑफ इक्विटेबल डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ रिसोर्सेज, देन रीजनलिज्म कैन क्रिएट इशू ऑफ कॉन्फ्लिक्ट इन द सोसाइटी। और फिर क्या होता है, ये साइकिल चलती है, फिर कभी किसी और की पार्टी पावर में आएगी, तो फिर उसके जो जो स्टेट्स हैं वहां रिसोर्सेज ज्यादा। सो दिस इज बेसिकली पुटिंग द इंटरेस्ट ऑफ द लार्जर पब्लिक at a disadvantaged position. So this should not happen ideally. Next, regionalism can be seen as a threat. Regionalism can be seen as a threat to the overall development and unity of the nation, overall development and unity of the nation, especially when it has violent connotation. It has violent connotation. No matter how justified the cause is, one should never take law and order in their hand. एक पॉइंट और ऐड कर सकते हैं, it may hinder international diplomacy. It may hinder international diplomacy. अभी हमने बात करा था ना, रीजन का कॉन्सेप्ट ट्रांसेंड कर जाता है बाउंड्री ऑफ नेशन को। दो एग्जाम्पल्स भी लिखे थे, दोनों ही केसेस में इंटरनेशनल डिप्लोमेसी हैज बीन hindered because of the regional demands. In fact, India ka intervention in Sri Lankan civil war, it has so severely backfired because it was believed there were two parties at conflict. One was the Sri Lankan government, on the other hand it was Liberation Tiger of Tamil Eelam, and the third party was India. So India was supposed to broker the peace between the two. I'm generally saying, वैसे भी international politics में the one who brokers the peace, their status in the society, मतलब global politics increases. So A party, Sri Lankan government, B party, Litte, and C, the one who was supposed to broker the peace. Something went wrong that the arrangement or the accord was signed between A and C, and B refused to adhere to the provisions of the accord. वो backtracked कर गए। इन दोनों में अकॉर्ड होना था, मीटिंग हुई, लिटे पीछे हटे, और अकॉर्ड एंड अप किसके बीच में साइन होते हुए हुआ, इंडियन गवर्नमेंट एंड श्रीलंकन गवर्नमेंट। और फिर खैर अनफॉर्चुनेटली द रिटेलिएशन वाज वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग। But the point I'm trying to say here is sometimes regional politics may negatively hinder international diplomacy. Is it making sense for everyone? Is it clear? ठीक है। Now this, out of those three questions, जो second question दिया है, दैट्स योर असाइनमेंट, वो लिखना है आपको। एक शीट दी है ना वो, हाँ। अच्छा, वो लग रहा था भूल गए हैं ना। कोई नहीं, ऐसे घर जाके नहीं लिखना पड़ेगा, यहीं लिख लो, ठीक है। इंटरनेशनल पावर्स में फ्लेयर अप द रीजनल सेंटिमेंट्स टू डिस्टेबलाइज इंडिया, बिल्कुल, यस मनदीप, एब्सोल्युटली। हाँ, ओवरऑल इट कैन हिंडर फेडरलिज्म, एब्सोल्युटली। द सेकेंड क्वेश्चन, द कल्चरल असर्टिवनेस वाला क्वेश्चन, दैट इज द असाइनमेंट क्वेश्चन दैट यू हैव टू आंसर। वही था ना सेकेंड क्वेश्चन, है ना, बस। 2:23 हो रहा है, यू हैव 10 minutes टू राइट द आंसर। अब तो फाउंडेशन बैच खत्म हो रहा है, अब तो 10 मिनट में लिख ही लेते होगे 10 मार्क का। अच्छा, 15 मिनट ले लेना, लेकिन लिख के जाना। यार ये कल्चरल असर्टिवनेस वाला कौन से साल का क्वेश्चन है? हाँ, एक बार चेक करके, आई थिंक 2022 या 23, पता नहीं। 2020 का है ठीक। In the answer, do we have to mention other factors also apart from cultural assertiveness? हाँ चंदन, हम प्रूव करेंगे ना कि cultural assertiveness may be one of the important factor, but that is not the only factor. You have geographical factor, economic factor, political factor. हाँ लिखोगे? एक टाइम के बाद ना मैकेनिकल अप्रोच हो जानी चाहिए। ये इंट्रोडक्शन, ये लिंकिंग स्टेटमेंट, बॉडी में ये 2 पार्ट डिवाइड करेंगे या 3 पार्ट, जो भी डिपेंडिंग अपॉन द क्वेश्चन, ये कंक्लूजन। क्योंकि वो सोचना और फिर वो कुछ बहुत बढ़िया सा लिखना, 20 क्वेश्चन है एग्जाम में, और फिर जितना वो मैकेनिकल लिख रहे हो उसमें कुछ एक चीज आज चीज ऐड कर देना, एंड दैट विल मेक ऑल द डिफरेंस। ऐड वन नाइस डायग्राम और सम गुड डेटा और अ टेबल और अ ग्राफ, मतलब अक्रॉस द पेपर्स, लेकिन एक मैकेनिकल अप्रोच के साथ लिखो। ये मेरा इंट्रोडक्शन, ये बॉडी, ये कंक्लूजन, काम खत्म। Fine, Akansha, the structure is decent enough. कर सकते हो आदित्य, लास्ट में लिख सकते हो कि regionalism can have both positive negative connotation. However, if it is negative, then it can present India's image in a bad light. हाँ कर सकते हो। नहीं नहीं, डोंट वरी, आई एम नॉट गिविंग यू द पॉइंट्स। ये तुमने लिख भी लिया। Pressure tactics. Feel the pressure. The person has written in 9 minutes. I'll just reiterate one thing. If we mention something on the screen does not mean that this is exactly how it needs to be answered. Absolutely not. What I want you to focus only on is there has to be a structure. Your interpretation of the question can be different from my interpretation. Just ensure there is structure in your answer. There is an introduction, there is linking statement, there is a body, and there is a conclusion. And body should satisfy the immediate demand of the question. That's it. Rest everything, example, content, everything can differ. So now we are done. It's already 15 minutes. You need to submit. So take your time and submit. Can we start with an example? Yes, you can. You can start with any recent context that you want to. Linking statement, culture being source of identity forms one of the major pillar for regionalism. Very nicely written linking statement. Yes, so that is why regionalism is a result of cultural assertiveness. Mandeep, very nicely mentioned. Yes, we can write that. कोशिश करेंगे कि थोड़ा सा डायरेक्शन चेंज करेंगे, ऐसे होके जाएंगे, ऐसे होके जाने की बजाय. ठीक है, कहने का तात्पर्य है कि सबमिट करके जाएंगे. ठीक है, जो धीरे से सटक रहे हैं वो बिना आंसर सबमिट किए मत जाओ. हाँ जी, असाइनमेंट कोड अल्लो लिख देना ना यार, असाइनमेंट कोड.